are not safe in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. And if you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Yeah. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
It's okay. It's okay.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This is someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. True. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truan. I am the co-host for Relatives Fight CPS, and I work for the law office of Vincent W. Davis. I have my co-hosts, Cassandra and Darren, tonight with me. Hi, guys. Okay, so, this is our third show today, actually.
And you always look just as good when you're doing it.
Our show. So, sorry, I was working right before we started this. Oh, my job never ends, right? So, I want to make sure that you guys understand pertaining to relatives. I know I read this almost every show, but I want you guys to understand it again. For some of you that haven't been watching this show, on a regular basis. So, the new law pertaining to family is called the Skinner SB 354 law, which is foster care placement with relatives. This new law was signed and is in full effect since January 1st, 2022, and it was signed by Governor Newsom. And the Nancy Skinner SB 354 law, which removes obstacles in the foster care system that have prevented children from being placed with a relative caregiver who may have a past conviction. Current law can prevent someone from caring for a child even when their past conviction is decades old and they pose no safety risk to the child currently. There's a lot of there's a lot of social workers who actually say that this law is not in existence or they've never heard of it. Well, let me tell you, stupid bastards, this is the law. I printed it out. Here it is. It's the law. So if the social workers tell you this law is not, there's no, this right, whatever, it doesn't exist, this is a lie. It's a fucking lie. Okay? So be very careful with that. Also in California, even though the social workers will tell you that if you record them, you're going to be held responsible, etc. Well, the California legislative information, it states that a parent or a legal guardian may make a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective services social worker who is investigating allegations of parental abuse or neglect. A county child protective services social worker participation in an investigation of parental abuse or neglect shall be deemed consent. Be deemed consent. Be deemed consent. Let me repeat it again. Be deemed consent. Making a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective services social worker. So the consent is to video, audio recording pursuant to subdivision A. Okay? That's in the California legislative information. So also, the state agency, right? The state agency, the ones that's stealing your children from you, from us, the governor picks the commissioner. Remember that. The governor picks the commissioner. The governor oversees the person stealing your child. I'm referring to the fucking state CPS, social workers. Your state assembly makes the laws. So basically, you guys need to know who your state representative and state senators are in your state. You need to go there, guys. You need to speak with them. You need yourself to be known. And I'm talking about mass of people, not just one or two. We're talking about mass of people. You guys need to get together and you guys need to be heard. Okay? You guys need to introduce yourselves. But if one person goes there, it's not going to make a difference. If two people go there, it's not going to make a difference. In order for us to be heard, we're going to have to, like we said earlier on our show before, we're going to have to get together and we're going to have to make this happen. We have to protest. We have to do a rally everywhere in the United States of America. We're talking about every state. We're all going to have to get together and do this immediately. And Cassandra and Darren, go ahead and elaborate on this. Cassandra, go first about the getting together and bringing parents together.
I actually put a Facebook event. It's that I put on my Facebook. I invited you. I put it on your page. I put it on I try to post it on the Facebook page of the reality series Facebook page thing. And I don't know if it actually went up there or not, but just
post it on my page and Darren's page.
I posted on your page already, but it's for May 21st, of course, with the other rally in Washington, D.C. Just everybody to get together at the same time at your local government agencies, and
we have to do posters. We have to do posters.
Get together. This is a real actual protest, people.
Okay. But yeah, we have to get the posters from 99. They have them all over 99-cent stores. You can afford it. We all can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to come up with a poster. We have to do this immediately.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Aaron.
So you got in touch. So Amy got in touch with you, right, from the international movement, Jordan, I see, right? So you guys are friends now. She's the founder of Parents Assisting Parents Network. She's the one that you've been in touch with her for the DC rally.
Who are you talking to?
You.
To you.
I'm sorry. Say that again. What?
The DC rally on May 21st. Amy, the lady Amy, you've gotten in touch with her, or she's gotten in touch with you?
Yeah. What about her?
Okay. Well, no, I was just making sure that you guys got in touch, because the other day when we had that meeting, I had that they got. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And that's May 21st, and that coincides with the Million Child March too. I guess that's going on that day too.
May 21st is going to be on a Saturday. So it's from Saturday to Sunday. Is it Saturday to Sunday or just Saturday?
It's just Saturday. I think it was 1 to 6, I believe.
2 to 7 and 11 to 4 in Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, I want to go. I really, 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 really want to go.
Security there. You want to be in the
I'm going to have to travel there.
I think they'd love to have you. They definitely
Yeah, I
would
want
love
to
to have
go.
you.
Mr. Davis wants me to go. Yeah, but I again, I need to check the tickets and all that. I'm not sure.
We can start a GoFundMe for you.
No, it's not about that. It's just about the fact that do they have? I don't know how the flights are doing right now because they were talking about something in the news about flying and the masks and COVID, and I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh, it must be a trying time to fly. Must be a bear right now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you fine.
Okay, good. No, so it's
Okay.
going to be a good day. The thing is, too, though, everybody's got to remember is as pissed off as we all are and angry and everything.
Yeah.
When you're doing these things, don't antagonize. Don't start violence. We don't need
exactly
this movement to turn into a militia or any of that stuff. Everybody,
Because that's what they want. They want to show the public, the world, that
right.
we are, the parents are violent people, they're bad people.
Exactly.
Because you give the devil, you give in to the devil's going to take advantage of you. You can't do that. And the devil will create chaos. He will create chaos, and he will, make you fall. You can't allow the devil to make you fall. Okay? So be wise.
I think that would be the most important thing to say, especially where this thing is so new and so fragile. It doesn't need to come out of the gates being a violent entity or whatever. It needs to be a nice, calm.
Right.
Because if anything, these people do have the right to be raged and mad. They took their kids, like they've stolen children, so this is at the hearts of everybody. And what would be really cool, George, if we could get a politician or someone with some stature to stand up and grow some nuts and stand up and help us with this. Because there's too many of us that are right at the breach, like you. You're right there at the top echelon, but you don't have a badge, or you're not right into that crew. We need someone to step in and grab this thing and say, all right, guys, I'm here with you, and I'm willing to put my neck out on the line with you.
But you have to understand too, there's a lot of people working behind the scenes.
Agreed.
They might think that there's not somebody working behind the scenes, but there is people working behind the scenes, because the head of CPS was forced to step down last year. He should have been arrested, but they forced him to step down. But now he's being sued from everybody. So, I mean, that was corruption right there, and he was caught. So basically, there are people working behind the scenes. There's special people who are working behind the scenes. That's all I can say, but there is hope, but we have to be heard. The media needs to cover this. The media chooses who or what they want to cover. But this shit is real, and they need to cover more of this. They need to cover more of this because children are being snatched. If that happened to one of the media, one of the people that work for the media, right?
Yeah.
Any news reporter or whatever, they will fucking have it all over the world. They will expose all over the world. But because it's not happening to them, you know what I mean? They rather expose some bullshit. Rather than expose this is some illegal kidnapping business here. This shit is illegal kidnapping business. It's fucking
and this is
crazy.
what we talked about before, is you're not going to get anybody of stature to lose their kids. It's not going to happen. So and you don't want to force that onto anybody or wish that upon. I wouldn't wish someone kidnapping your child on anybody's worst enemy. I really wouldn't. Now, again, I want to reiterate too that I do know that this service at its core is set up to protect children that need it. But somewhere along those lines of this system being developed, it's got enraged by money and power. Because you got to think how much money this system is funded by, like how many people touch this money. I mean, you've got it, it's endless. So each child is part of someone's salary or a program. Well, I won't say a program because most of this money is dedicated to bonuses and their salaries. That's really, if you really look at the breakdown of the finances of every one of these things that go through, and then it's misinformation to the American people. So like, oh, look at all the money that's being dumped into this to help all of these people. No, if you look into these programs, like in Maine, they just unleashed another $10 million from the federal program, I think it was from the Family Prevention Act or whatever. All of that money went to bonuses for the caseworkers and so on, and more money to push the deadlines, because I guess that there is a difference between if they can adopt a kid within 12 months or 8 months. You know, they have time statutes, and then their money goes to a certain level of that. So in reality, until someone exposes that this is nothing but a big open money pit for a bunch of people to have their hands in, they're not going to get to the truth anyway, because money's the root of all evil, right?
It is. The love of money is the root of all evil, not the money.
And there's
itself.
a lot to be had for innocent children in the money sense.
Yeah, that's called love of money. Right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So it's
now,
just,
I want to explain something to everybody that's very important. We have a case that one of our attorney was working on. And when the attorney got the case was already towards terminating that person's parental rights. Okay. So what our attorney did, the attorney said, hey, Your Honor, we need to extend that. We need to have like 22 months instead of like terminating her rights, give her another chance. Right. So the attorney said, we're going to, my client is going to get a hair follicle to show that she's no longer doing, meth and cocaine and all that stuff. So the judge said, okay, I'll give her another chance, but she has to do the hair follicle immediately. Right? And she refused to do the hair follicle. And the judge was willing to give her reunification with her child immediately if she does the hair follicle. And she refused to do it. And then she ended up blaming our attorneys for it. Okay? So you guys need to be mindful that if you have a fucking attorney, listen to your attorney. Listen to your attorney. They know what they're doing. This is not court-appointed attorney.
A paid-for attorney.
Yeah, a paid-for attorney, that is.
Right.
An outside attorney. Now, we're not talking about court pretenders. We're not talking about these people. But you cannot, for the judge to tell you, you're going to have your child, once you do a hair follicle and it comes out clean, do the fucking hair follicle. Do it. You're not dealing with a court-appointed attorney. You're dealing with an actual attorney that you paid for.
Right.
So listen to your attorney and stop this hard-headedness that you get, being like hot and mighty. You know what? All you want is your child. Do you want to be right, or you want to get your child back? Do you fucking want to fuck with the social workers, or you want to get your child back? You have to choose one or the other. That shit really pisses me the fuck out of me, because not a whole lot of parents get that option. And furthermore, there are judges, I was told, who actually want to reunify the children. But there's a lot of judges. I'm talking about one judge out of fucking 100. But there's a lot of judges that don't want to reunify you with the children. They just choose to trust the social workers. Some judges are biased. Most judges are biased. You get one judge out of 100 that actually wants to reunify children with their mom or dad. So if the judge tells you in front of your attorney that you paid for to fucking do a hair follicle, do the hair follicle. If you have nothing to hide, and the judge even gave that person an option to go to an outside person to do the hair follicle, not within the department, wouldn't you want to jump to that? Wouldn't you want to do that? I mean, for God's sakes. But then they blame the attorney when they lose their case. Does that make any fucking sense? There you go. There you go. That's not right. That's not right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. So whoever, for those of you that know me, I don't give a fuck. I will say the truth no matter what. I don't care who you are. I will speak the truth no matter what. No matter what.
Yep.
If you don't like it, then I don't care. It really don't bother me. Because, it's
your
so
life still goes, the clock still turns.
Yeah, this is sickening to me. You get the, oh my God.
Who was it? Didn't you just have a case, right?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Didn't you just have a case where they told the lady they wanted to reunify her, and she told you, I don't want my kids?
Yeah, yes.
Like, what?
So this is another case. Okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
The judge wanted to reunify the children with her. She called the office and said to me, and she got the wrong person. She should have gotten somebody else. She said to me, she said, Miss G, I don't want my kids. I said, what? She said, I don't want my kids. I said, what do you mean you don't want your kids? I am happy without my kids. I said, so you want us to help you not take your children? I mean, it makes to me, I mean, my skin, I swear.
I can feel the burn from here.
Yes, I couldn't believe it. And they want her to, they're forcing her to take her kids. Why? Why somebody like this, right? I can understand you go to foster home, but why do you take children from parents who really love their kids? Really fight for their kids? Why? Why in the fuck would you force somebody that doesn't want her kids to take her kids, but you're stealing children from good parents? That makes absolutely...
That did nothing. That did nothing.
It's almost like the more you love them, the more they put the dagger in you and take them away.
Okay,
you know,
this is why I said the system is narcissist. Okay, think about this. Just, I want you to be silent for a second. A narcissist chooses your weakness. What is your weakness? Is your child. A narcissist will withhold your child from you to control you. Right? That's why I say the system is a narcissist. Because when they know you love your child, they know you'll do anything for your child, they're going to take that from you. It's called power. That's what a narcissist does. So the system is narcissist. That's exactly how a narcissistic parent behave with the other parent. They want control over their child to control her. You get it now? That's why the system. So if you tell a narcissist, I don't want my kid, you can have my kid, that's all right, take him. You know what the narcissist is going to do? They're not going to want the kid. Because now they think the mother doesn't want the kid. So what is he going to do to control her, to have power over her? He's going to leave her the child. Hello? Think about what I just said. When you show a narcissist, especially in family law court, in the family law, custody battles, if you show your ex who is a narcissist that you want your children, that's the most important thing to you, and you're fighting hard for them, they're going to fight you back because they want to control you. But if you tell your narcissist, I don't want the kids, you can have them, he or she is not going to want the kids anymore. Think about it. It's called games. It's all it is. It's called reverse psychology, I guess.
Right, because now at that point, there's nothing for that person to control them because they're like, nope, I don't want him.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's exactly, there you go. That's exactly how they behave. The system is narcissistic. The system is sociopathic. You can't be human and do this line of work. When in Mr. Davis's documentary video, check this out. Mr. Davis' documentary video says you have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent. That is the fucking
that's a fact.
Truth. That's the ugly truth. That is actually the truth, right?
They get to go under a preponderance amount of evidence.
I'm sorry, what?
The preponderance amount of evidence. They don't have to prove that you're really right or wrong. There just has to be a chance that maybe this could have. No evidence, no, that's awful.
Correct. So the system, you have to treat it like your narcissist. You want to handle the system, learn how to handle a narcissist. You do not. What is that sound, you guys? What is that meow sound?
I keep hearing?
What is that?
It's my cat.
Oh, it's an actual cat? That's so cute. That's okay. But when you guys want to learn how to deal with a narcissist, you have to understand narcissism. You have to teach yourself. You have to educate yourself. It took me a good 8 years. 8 years to
That's some good
understand
advice.
everything about narcissism. Everything. Like everything that I need to know. In order for you to behave in court with a narcissist, you have to have a poker face. You cannot have a joker face on instead and smile because you're showing a type of emotion. You can't show emotion. You have to, I don't know, hold the paperclip maybe and put your mind in the paperclip. You cannot show emotion. If you smile, that's emotion. If you do this, that's emotion. If you go, that's emotion. If you go, that's emotion, right? You're showing some type of emotion. When you do that, they basically say, I got you. I fucking got you. But if your eyebrow goes up, that's an emotion. If you're still and you do this, that's an emotion. You have to have a poker face. Like I said, the poker face when you're next to your whatever opponent, you don't want them to know what you have. What kind of cards do you have, right? So you can't show any emotion. That's exactly what you need. If you can train yourself every single day to do that in your real world, you're going to get used to it and you're going to use it in court. Because all the narcissist wants is control. How do they get control? By the most important thing in your life. What's the most important thing in your life? Not your car, not your house, not your fucking bills. It's your children. That's the most important thing in your life. Well, God first, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Your children. So who is the narcissist going to attack? Your children. Why? They want to control you. What do you need to do? Study them. Study your enemy. Understand your enemy. When there is a fight, right, on TV, do you think both of them don't know who they're fucking with? They know their weakness. They know how to fuck with them. They know what pushes their button. They studied them. They know their techniques. How do you think there's a winner? One of them has to win. So they have to study it. They have to know who they are. That's exactly what you need to do. So don't act stupid and say, I didn't have time to research, because you fucking had time. You have time to fucking go to Google. You have fucking time to go to YouTube. You have fucking time to look at a book. You have fucking time to do whatever.
Make time.
Yes, you fucking make time. I don't give a fuck. You don't need a degree for this shit. You don't need a psychiatric degree.
No, people working there barely have one.
To understand how to deal with a narcissist. You need to teach yourself. You need to educate yourself. So people say, I am very, very emotional. I'm very this. I know you're emotional. I know you're distraught. So take your fucking emotion out and put on your armor. And you better start getting your kids back, period. There is no excuses anymore. There is no, I am this, I have to take a painkiller to go to sleep. I have to take this to this. No, you don't want to sleep. I want you to be alert. But when you put on your armor, right, and you're ready, when you go when you go to your opponent, you're not going to say, hey, man, I'm tired. I'll get back to you later. No, you can't do that because you're going to be defeated. You're going to be defeated. So you better put on your thinking hat, cry at night if you have to, cry to yourself to sleep if you have to. But guess what? I would rather you cry yourself to sleep than you have them defeat your ass at the end of the day. Period. Because your children need you. Your children don't need you to take Xanax to go to sleep so you can go to sleep. No, your children want you alert. The devil wants you asleep. The devil wants you in darkness. Your enemy wants you to do that. You think they give a fuck about you? No, they don't. You think they care about your emotion and your feelings towards your kids? They do not care about you. Okay? They do not give a fuck about you. So you don't give a fuck back. You don't give a fuck back, and you start fighting for your kids. Period. You don't have money to hire a fucking attorney. I get it. Go to your family and friends. Ask every and each one to help you. If your family and friends don't trust you because the social worker turned them against you, guess what? Have them educate them. Have them listen to Mr. Davis's videos. Have them fucking look at a book that Mr. Davis wrote. Okay? Have them listen to my videos if needs be. Because that's what they do. They usually attack the families to separate them so you can be left all by yourself. So the first thing you run to is drugs. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because at the end of the day, they're going to say, look, that's why we took the babies, because she's fucking a mess. They're not going to say we made her a mess. Yeah, they're not going to say, right, they're not going to say we made her a mess. They're not going to say that, because the enemy will always blame the victim. The enemy will always fucking blame the victim. The enemy will always blame the victim. I keep telling you guys this. Do not fall asleep. You have to be alert. The devil wants you to be silent. The devil wants you to be asleep. He wants you medicated. He wants to medicate your ass because he doesn't want you to be awake or prepared. You can't do that. Wake yourself up. Take a shower. Be ready. Be prepared. For the love of God. That's why the enemy wins. Don't stop. If you have to live with your brother for a year to get an attorney so you can save every penny you have, do it. Fucking do it. If you have to sell your car, fucking do it. That's why you need to educate your family so they can stand together with you. Relatives, stop listening to fucking CPS. Stop. Grandparents, relatives. I'm talking to the relatives, grandparents, uncles, aunts, sisters. Stop listening to CPS about your blood. Stop listening to CPS about your daughter or your son. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Because what CPS does is they separate you. The enemy separates. It does not bring together. Why does the enemy separate? So they can get what they want. Because you guys together, united, you're what? Weak as fuck. Weak.
Yeah,
weak. You need to be stronger, not weaker. And what do? Divide the husband from the wife, and the wife from the husband, and the sister from the this, and da 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 da. And the list goes on and on and on and on. So fucking stop it. Stop calling the police on your daughter. Stop calling the police on your son-in-law because you don't like him. Stop calling. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And you guys keep doing this over and over again. And then the grandparents call me and say, oh, Miss G, I made a mistake. I called the police on my daughter. And now I can't see my granddaughter. I say to her, why did you call the police on your daughter? I didn't like her husband. I didn't like her husband. That's it. So basically, they do all this because they don't like somebody. They do all this, and then the outcome is bad. And then they say, Miss G, I'm going to pay for my daughter's retainer. Great. All right. Well, what did you do exactly? Well, I told the police that my son-in-law and my daughter fight. I told the police that my daughter does drugs. I told the police that my son-in-law does drugs. And I said, do they do drugs? She said, no. I said, do they fight? She said, no. I said, so you pretty much, literally, she fucking stole her soul. Because she doesn't like the son-in-law. Get over yourself, grandparents. Get over yourself. If your daughter chooses a husband and they're good together, if you don't like the husband, you don't have to like the husband. And the same thing with daughter-in-laws. If you don't like your daughter-in-law, then don't fucking go to her house. Don't put shit in your son's head to fight with his wife. Be fucking wise. What is happening with people? What is fucking happening with you people?
Because no one takes responsibility for their own actions anymore.
Yes.
You call the cops, people call the cops on their kids because they're out of the moment, and they're like, "Wait, I don't understand what I did wrong." You called the police on your daughter because you didn't like the husband. Now get ready for the consequences that you've brought on yours. It's not her fault or their fault. You picked up the phone. And I'm not saying don't call the cops if you have to call the cops. By all means, call the cops if there's no.
But not for just lies, Darren. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Right?
And then don't sit there and be like, I can't believe this. This is their fault because I can't see my grandkid. You made the choice, lady, to pick up that phone, and you knew there were going to be repercussions. And no one does that anymore. It's just like this with the CPS workers. Where is the checks and balances and the accepting the responsibilities? You know, they don't want to take up. You know, like for instance, in my situation, they don't want me to tell the baby what's going on because that's not, or at least when I can speak to her, they, you know, like, because she would constantly ask, what's going on? I want to come home. I want to, you know, like what, you know, like, can we make up the story? And eventually this story runs thin. You can only be fixing up her bedroom for so many months, you know, like now you start to look like an idiot to her, you know? So, but then you're like, okay, well, I need to tell her the truth. Well, that's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. Why? Because you don't want her to look at you in a different way. You want to be her little buddy and her friend and the narcissist, as you would say.
Right.
And you want to be the good person, and you want to make us as parents look like fools and bad people. So you don't want me to tell her that it's because of you that she's here. You want me to tell her that I have to fix her bedroom. So you're going to put this on me when, you know, so there's no accepting of responsibility. There's no apologies. There's no saying, sorry, I messed up. Like, this isn't, like I always say to people, this isn't burning a pizza. This is taking a little life.
And you're literally ruining that life. But what people don't understand is they want your children not knowing the truth for a reason. Jesus says the truth will set you free, right? The devil withholds the truth. Why? Why? Why do you think the enemy withholds the truth? Because they want to create confusion and chaos in that child's head. When you tell a child that they cannot be themselves, you're hindering them. And when you lie to a child, woe unto you. Because let me tell you something. What they're doing to children, their judgment day will be so severe. They're going to wish they go back to earth to actually have a second chance. And it will be too fucking late for the things that they do to children. The enemy attacks the children first because the children, attacking the children is what's going to attack the parents.
Right. And then how many others?
Because it's the connection. It's the fucking connection. If you guys are Christian and understand what I'm saying, this is the fucking new world order. This is the new world order. There is no 666 number. There is no fucking that. The numbers are your fucking case numbers. A child has a case number. The fucking child has a different case number. That's division. If you have to fucking go to court to fucking see your child, that's called parental alienation, you motherfuckers. That's called alienation.
Forced, right?
If you have to go to court and fight in court and spend the last fucking dime you have to just see your own child, it's called parental alienation. I don't give a fuck who is watching this show today. That's what alienation is. If a parent, Darren, Cassandra, Rebecca, Carissa, everybody have to go to court to see their child, is alienation.
That's why it's important in Mr. Davis's book. He talks about getting a bond counselor. Make sure you do that, because with them making you alienated, that they're not far from, they know it. Listen, these people have done their homework. They know what it takes to break apart. They'll tell you, you can look at their courses, like Cassandra has pointed out. They'll tell you, they know exactly how long it takes the heart to fix itself for its emotions and everything. It's like 1 year and 2 months it takes for a heart to actually regenerate its emotional state, that you're okay in the heart again, and all of this. They know exactly. They've done their homework, so they break you away from your parent. So getting those bonding studies are very, very, very important to make sure that you have someone saying you're still there with them.
Yeah, bonding study is very important. But I want to read something to you that one of our clients gave me. Okay. So the monitor, when I was telling you guys earlier, the monitor role is to monitor you. The fucking narcissist or sociopath is paying the monitor, right? So we're talking about the ex-spouse is paying the monitor for you to be monitored. So the monitor wrote that the mother and the children, the mother is bad, etc., etc. The mother is not bad. I had the opportunity to speak to the mom. She's a great mom. Her teenage daughter wrote to her, "Dear mommy, even though we don't see each other every day, I am very happy we're maintained a healthy mother and daughter relationship. Me and my sister, I can't say her name, miss you every day, and we wish and pray to God to see you every day. But some things just never work out. It never works out how we I can't read that. We want it, but we don't get it. But either way, we could never ask for a better mother like you." Okay? But that bitch monitor wrote down that the mother doesn't have a good relationship with her daughters. I mean, the list goes on. There's another one. "Mommy, Merry Christmas. I am currently listening to the music on my new iPod. Seeing you for Christmas for the very first time on a Saturday was pretty convenient, Mom. I've never had that opportunity, me and my sister, to actually spend Christmas with you since they took us from you. I love you, Mommy. You do everything for us. You buy us everything we need for school, everything we need, all of our needs. I am sorry, Mom, that we cannot be with you. I don't know how life can be that cruel, but we love you and we are grateful. You are the gift that is given to us, regardless of the circumstance." This is from a 14-year-old, and they say that the mother is not a good mom. So I'm just giving you guys an example of how corrupt these motherfuckers are. I'm talking about monitors. Whoever pays the monitor is pretty much who's going to get the best report. Okay? That's just how it is. That's the ugly truth.
Right. And that's what people don't understand. They don't realize how far this stretches. It's not just a caseworker. Like you say, like we say, like we talked about, this thing goes to where we have no clue where it goes, where it stops, where it begins, where anything. You know, it's not just, it's like you say, the judges, the district attorneys, all
Judges
these
are
levels go right down.
Yeah. The judges are a joke. Judges are jokes. If you get one judge out of 10 that's good, that's a blessing. But how do we get that judge? And I know you're crying, Cassandra, because I'm reading that reminds you of, because your teenage daughters, that mother is in pain every night. That mother cries out every fucking night.
Yep.
But guess what? She's been doing that for 9 years. Because every monitor that son of a bitch, her ex-husband gets, every monitor is somehow connected to the family.
No,
So
no bias though, right? That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah, but he's a firefighter. So guess what? There you go. You know, the one that his wife is a judge, that's him. So what I'm telling you guys is that some of you guys are dealing with it for 6 months, 6 weeks, 1 week, whatever. But guess what? There's mothers who are dealing with it for 9 years. 9 years. Because the fucking system is so broken that you go to a family court judge, and that family court judge in his head thinks that juvenile case was legit, right? Because if you were in CPS, that means you must have been a bad motherfucking mom.
Yep.
I've been dealing with it for 5.
That's not true. That is not fucking true.
5 years I've been dealing with this.
There you go. There you go.
The stigma's the problem, and unfortunately, we had spoken about this before. And I'm just as guilty. You know, I'm just as guilty as when people came up to me and they're like, "Oh, my kid," before this has happened to me, and they would say, "Oh, my child was taken by DHS or CPS or whatever you want to call those assholes." immediately. See you later. You're unfair.
Yeah,
So maybe, like I said, maybe this is my punishment from God because I've shunned so many people and not listened to them and taken them in and helped them or whatever. But I hope not. But my point is everybody needs to turn a blind eye to just that stigma and say, whoa, okay, what happened and what's going on with these? So if these people are seeking your help, you need to listen.
Yeah. But I want you to repeat that last part. That last part, when you said that you used to judge other parents thinking that the reason they were in CPS custody, the kids, is because the parents must be bad. When this happened to you, Darren, you realize that the system is fucked up. The system is corrupt. Well, guess what? A year ago, the end of the year last year, this social worker said to me, she's a grandmother. She said to me, and I think I shared it with some of you guys. She said that her kids were taken from her, and she feels bad because she used to judge other parents for the children to be taken from them. And she wasn't a social worker with CPS. She was just a social worker for DPSS, like food stamps, cash aid, Medi-Cal, like that. But she said she used to think, because the DPSS building and the social workers are next to each other. So she said, I used to say, oh my God, these mothers are horrible, blah, 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 blah. But when it happened to her daughter, and she knows her daughter didn't do anything, she realized that all these years she judged other mothers. And that's why I told you guys, do not judge lest you be judged, because you are not in that mother's place or that father's place to know exactly what happened. Only God knows the truth. But when a mother cries for help, God counts the mother's tears. So be careful with that. For those who accuse mothers of being bad moms or accuse good dads of being bad dads, you guys have no idea what kind of family background they came out of. They're actually good people. They're educated people. They're smart people. And the system fucks with them.
Yeah. It has no boundaries.
Okay? So there is no fucking boundaries. None. No, zero. Zilch. No boundaries. So do not judge, because there's a lot of Americans who fucking judge. And one day it will happen to your family. One day you're going to remember that mother crying for help. You're going to remember that mother that needed financial help because you would not help her, because in your fucking mind, you think that mother deserves what's happening to her. But when a mother cries for fucking help, it's because she's innocent. When you see a mother that doesn't want her children, then I can understand. But when you see a mother cries for help every fucking day, I mean, Cassandra, she's been on my show for a while. This girl cries on my show.
Real
when
tears.
She hears, I read this letter to her and she cried because she feels the pain. And this woman gets judged from other people? Well, I will say to you guys that judge, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Because you're a piece of shit. If you judge a woman crying for her child, then you're a piece of fucking shit. That's all I have to say about it.
Only God can judge you. That's it.
Yes, only God can judge you. So, you guys are fucking crazy for judging other mothers and fathers.
That's just, and it's so unfortunate because they've spent the money and taken the time to make you think that that's the image that it upholds. Like, that's just the way you've been taught, and it's just, it sucks because there's no education to tell you it wasn't.
Even God says, he instructs us, do not judge lest you be judged. It's okay to be angry, but don't sin behind your anger. Don't let your anger turn into sin, meaning do not use your force to hurt somebody physically. But God told us this, do not judge, because people say karma is a bitch.
Yeah.
Karma is a bitch. Well, guess what? Karma doesn't exist. What exists is God's laws. God's words is like fire. God doesn't say anything that is not true, that he's not going to act on. Every word God says, he acts on it. Whether you believe in God or not, I don't give a shit, but I do. I believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe in Christ. I am a believer. So if you judge others, God says, lest you be judged. You will be judged. The same measure you judge, it will be measured onto you. So therefore, if you make fun of a mother that's crying over her children, an innocent mother, you will reap the consequences behind that judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Because one day you're going to come back and say, shit.
Yep.
Now God will put it in your fucking brain. It's like a fucking projector.
Yeah,
you're
watch
going to
this
see
happen now.
your life.
Do that
You're going to
again,
see
bud.
what you've done. You're going to reap what you sow. You're going to fucking reap what you sow. And that's how life works.
Yep.
That's how life works. Every fucking person will reap what they sow. Period. Period. Gar said, yes, ma'am, I stopped believing in karma. I almost lost my faith in God because it seemed like evil was being rewarded with children's lives. Let me explain something to you, Gar. This is not a Bible study, but I'm going to explain to you biblically how I know, how I was taught from life, right? The devil attacks the mind. The first thing the devil does is attack your mind. He attacks your thought, right? It's not what goes in your mouth that defiles us. It's what comes out of your mouth that defiles us. If you sit there and say, we are defeated, you're defeated, you're going to be defeated because you're attracting what comes out of your mouth. The devil wants you to blame God. The devil is the father of lies. He's a trickery. He's the trickery one. He's the father of lies. How does the devil lie to you? The devil uses charm, fake charm, to charm you. Remember that the devil comes in a human form. Why? Because demons need a body to nest in it. When Jesus used to take demons out, right, from a body, demons don't just roam around the earth, lolly, without a body. They need a fucking body.
Mm-hmm.
That's why God said what? Baptize, Holy Spirit. Clean yourself.
Mm-hmm. And that's why the CPS come
Because
after the babies. They're pure.
Once you have the Holy Spirit in you, there ain't nothing can touch you. God said with the little mustard of faith, little mustard seed, if you have a faith of a little tiny mustard seed, a mustard seed is this tiny. Is this fucking tiny. This is a mustard seed. This is it. You can't see, you can barely see it. This is it. If you have faith, you can tell a mountain to move and the mountain will move. But our lack of faith, our lack of disbelief, because we're human, right? We curl up in a ball because we're depressed. Instead of opening the Bible to pray, what do? And I'm guilty of it. I make coffee. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm fucking real. Everyone that knows me knows this about me. I drink at least 10 cups of coffee a day. But do I open the Bible? Yes, I do. Do I do it every day? No, I don't. Not every day. Not every day. But you guys need to understand, God wants you to go to him freely, willingly, not because you have a problem. See, God wants you to love him because you want to love him, because you chose to fucking love him. But if you go to God because you have a fucking problem and you want God to solve it right now, then you're fucking delusional.
Yeah, he doesn't work that way.
You don't have a relationship with God for a gazillion of years, and then all of a sudden you want to have that relationship with him? And you want God to do it immediately? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. God said what? Be still and know that I am. But what do we do in the midst of our situation? We are defeated. Why? Because CPS is saying this. Because the judge is saying them. Fuck them.
Yep.
Let me tell you why. Because these motherfuckers, their fucking end is going to be hell. These motherfuckers, you're giving the devil authority over you. So instead of you fucking listening to them, instead the devil attacks your fucking mind. Your fucking mind. Stop giving in to these motherfuckers. Start putting on your armor. You start growing some fucking balls.
Push
And I'm
back.
not saying go fight. I'm not saying fist fight. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm telling you, this is a warfare. This is a spiritual warfare. A spiritual warfare. So you don't fight using force. You're doing it. You're not fighting flesh and blood. Right? You're fighting what's in them. The enemy in them. God said what? Prayers? Prayers is very important. Prayers. When more than one
Those
is
who ask
praying,
shall receive.
prayers are answered immediately. Bring your family, all of us, every fucking one that's dealing with the fucking system should get all their families together and fucking pray. And pray from the depth of your fucking heart. Pray. Don't stop praying. And when you pray, thank God for delivering. Thank God for answering your prayers. That's very fucking important. Very important. God has nothing to do with corruption. This shit is created and all
Yeah,
this
he
shit.
didn't build that. He didn't put that part there.
Say what?
He did not put that here. That was not his creation at all.
No, it wasn't. It was Eve. Eve did this. And I'm a woman, and I know a lot of women are going to object, but this is the truth. We are dealing with
This is a
sin
great story.
because of what Eve has done. She gave in to the temptation. She gave in to the temptation. And a lot of women might object with me, but again, I speak my mind. I speak the truth. That's my truth. That's what I know. If Eve did not give in to the temptation of the devil, we would not be living in a life like this. But that's why there's sin. That's why there's good and evil. So we have to deal with it. God didn't say, oh, you know what, Georgette, you're going to be born, on this year at this time because I'm going to give you a life full of, a basket full of roses. And your life is going to be perfect. There is no perfection. Earth is a testing ground for Christians. Earth, they attack Christianity and Christians with their children because the devil does not attack other demons. Other people who do evil, that's the devil's best friend. The devil is not going to go attack them. The devil leaves them alone. The devil only attacks God's children.
They're pure.
You have to understand the devil attacks God's children. Remember that. Okay? You guys don't understand the power of prayers. You guys have no idea because you're dealing with chaos right now. But God wants you to be stronger than this. You cannot give in to the enemy. You have to do everything possible. Ask God to open closed doors for you. Pray. God said, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find.
Shall receive. That's right.
Seek and you will find. Ask God to help you. Get on your knees. Humble yourself. Because you
put your pride away.
Exactly. You don't know what God is going to do to open closed doors for you. You don't know.
And if you don't ask, you're never going to know. Like that's just it.
Yes.
That's just it. And then have your faith. You got to have it.
Exactly. You got to have your faith. You got to have your faith. Even in the midst of trials and tribulation, you got to have your faith.
He works mysteriously too, so you always keep your eyes open.
Right. And when you open the Bible, what happens? You get distracted. Why? The devil attacks what? The mind. The mind. The mind. The devil puts a thought in your head. Oh, you're opening the Bible. Why? God did this. Why?
Yeah, and then what usually have you fall asleep, right? Just like you
Or
said,
fall asleep.
Yeah.
Fall asleep.
Like that's it. Make you forget about it. Don't read that. Don't put it away.
Don't read that. It's not gonna do you. It's not gonna do you any good. Don't read the Bible. It's not gonna do you any good. See, that's what the devil tells you. And what do you do with your bad self? You start crying. You're defeated again. You're reliving life again. I can't sleep. My kids are not with
You
me.
need to
Blah,
turn
blah,
that.
blah, blah.
I see that all the time. Turn that negative emotion into positive reinforcement with your head. If you feel like crying, turn it around into a happy thought and remember what you're going to see again. You need to do that stuff. People need to realize how important your own psychology is when you're against this. This is psychological warfare, what these people are doing to everybody.
Yep. That's all it is.
So you need to remember that. Don't cry. Be happy. Think of your child and think about what's going to be in your future. Use it that way. Use it positive. Don't get down on yourself, crying and sad and everything else. You need to keep your head clear and positive.
That's right. And honestly, again, what comes out of your mouth is what defiles you. It's not what goes in your mouth. Okay? So people say, oh, we can't eat this, is against God. Or we can't eat, I don't know, meat because on that day it's against God. God, you're not going to hell because of the food you eat. Okay? We are actually judged according to our deeds. If you give to a poor person and you go announce it to other people that you've done this,
no good.
It's not going to count on you. Why? Why?
Right,
Because you want
no good.
recognition.
Right.
Recognition. You need to be in a relationship with God, not in a relationship with your religion. Put the fucking religion aside. Whether you're Catholic, Christian, Baptist, whatever, put it aside. Christianity is about a relationship with God Almighty. That's it. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Trinities. That's who you're in a relationship with. Remember that. No one else. So you go to your Heavenly Father and you ask. You ask. Get on your knees, men. Get on your damn knees. Humble yourself and get on your knees and ask. Ask God to help you. Ask God to lead you. Ask God to open closed doors for you. That's closed for you. Ask. And not just you praying by yourself. Bring your wife. Bring your girlfriend. Bring your fiance. Bring your mother. Bring your father. Bring your aunt. Bring your uncle. Bring your fucking neighbors. Pray. That's what we're forgetting in America is God. That's the fucking problem here. Is God. God does not exist in America. Why? Because America put God aside. America literally put God aside.
You need a lot of pissed off people when the resurrection comes.
That's all it is. We're going to go against God. We're going to do this. 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 You go against God, then guess what? You're living in fucking hell.
Yeah.
You're right. You're pretty much on your own. And we live in a world and amongst sheeps and what? Oh my God. Among wolves in sheep clothing. Wolves who pretending to be human. You have to be the light. And the way you become the light is not, you do not ever say you're defeated. Ever. I don't care how bad it is. You do not ever say you're defeated. But one thing I know for sure is that God counts the tears of a mother. And woe unto you, CPS, for doing this to moms. And when a man kneels down and humbles himself, God will answer his prayers as well.
Fact.
But because men usually don't want to humble themselves because they're men. They're like, I'm man, heal me wrong. But when you humble yourself, you get on your knees and you say, God, please, Lord, help me understand this. Help me, give me wisdom, Lord, give me knowledge. Open closed doors that seems shut so badly. Bring the right people in my life, Lord, that will direct me to where you want me to be. Protect my children from the enemy's hands.
Deliver
Bring them
us
out of
from
captive,
evil.
Lord, because you did not put us in captive. You give us the freedom, Lord. You gave us the choice, God. You brought your son to die for us, to cleanse our sins.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk to God like he's standing right in front of you. Because blessed are those who believe without seeing. Remember that. The reason I'm giving you this today is to encourage you, to build you, to let you know there is hope. And the devil is going to want you to think there is no hope. The devil wants you to think there is no hope. Remember that. So Janina said, we live in a world with humanity lacks moral values, principles, lack compassion and empathy. God or no God?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a God, 100%. But yes, we live in a world with humanity, with humanity lacking moral values, principles, lack compassion and empathy. That's called the devil. Literally everything you described right now are the
Yep.
traits of Satan. So yes, Satan is everywhere. God exists. God is not going to be in an unholy place. God is holy. You cannot put holy in an unholy place.
Right.
So you need to cleanse yourself. You need to protect your mind, because your mind is what fucks you up. Your thoughts is what kills you. A person, they did a study. A woman had cancer. 2 women had cancer. And the doctor told one woman, you're going to die in 3 weeks. The same woman was supposed to die in 3 weeks too. But the doctor never told her she has cancer. He said, you're fine. Go home. They did a study on this. Google it. And the doctor that told the woman that she's going to die in 3 weeks, she died in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The doctor that told the other woman she has no cancer and to go home, she's fine, she lived until today. She's 92 years old.
Yep.
So your mind is what fucks you up.
Yeah, every time.
So what does the devil do? Tells you. So you can think, so you can do.
Yep.
That's exactly why he attacks the mind. Wake up. Don't blame God. Don't fucking blame God. Start taking accountability. Stand up to the enemy and say, look, let me tell you about who my God is. You don't tell your enemy. You don't fucking tell God about your enemy. God already knows about your enemy. No, you need to tell your enemy, you don't know who my God is. Let me tell you who my God is. You need to wise up and
you know who you're messing here?
up.
You're messing, right.
I mean, come on. Let's wake up. We need to reunite together. We need to pray together. We need to pray for everybody. Take people's names down. I do that all the time. I take people's names down and I actually do pray for them.
Yep.
I do. I put their names in the Bible right there. Right there, no joke. And I pray for them. This is all a list of names that I put them in the Bible. I pray for them right here. I pray for them. So you guys need to understand, this is the Bible right here. You need to pray for them. You need to pray for everybody. Everybody needs to pray. And that's how it works. I don't know what's going on with James here. Okay, I need you guys to read. I'm not wearing my other glasses. Can you read this, Darren?
The adjudicatory hearing is on April 27th. Why would CPS be pushing the grandfather to fill out custody papers if he was only safety plan out of the house and without my knowledge nor consent?
Why would they push? Why are CPS pushing the grandfather to fill out custody papers if he was only safety plan out?
Okay.
Out of the house and
so they're saying that he just, I think it was, so.
Because if you're losing your parental rights, I'm not sure, James, but if you're losing your parental rights, they probably telling the grandfather to adopt the child. Yeah.
Yeah, they must be looking for a guardian for him, right? Correct?
Yeah. So Gar said, same here, James. Mine on the 20th. They are pushing this on the grandmother.
So with these, I wonder with these cases, are the kids removed from the home now, or are they saying that, are they with these grandparents? Are they asking the grandparents to do this before? Because Mr. Davis always says, if you get involved with these people beforehand, make a list of 1,000 people that these kids could go to all over the world. Anybody that you've got that could take your child that you want to take, because they have to go to each and every one of those and look for those resources if they come and take your child. So if you even feel like you're in that zone of pursuing your caution, then by God, make that list. Because otherwise it's up to the state where that kid goes.
Right. That's correct. It's up to the state where that child goes. Gar, I don't know your real name, but I would like you to call the number. A lot of you guys don't use your real name. I'm not sure even if I even spoke to you before. And also anyone on this. I'd like to understand more about the case. So if you can just call the office and then ask for Georgette or GT. They know me as GT as well. Rachel or Joni might answer the phone. Just tell them that you were on the show and you want to speak with me. James said, Miss G, I would love to be a guest on this show sometimes this next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
James, you are more than welcome to be on the show. Just all you have to do is contact Grace. She's the show producer. You can text her or email her. Grace, if you can put your information down for us, please, I would really appreciate that. So people can get a hold of you, Grace. I didn't feel any heat from the fire, but I felt all of the emotion that souls were feeling, and it was so sad. Yes, I understand. Believe me, I fucking understand. And Tambara Taylor wants to be on the show too.
Yeah, Grace needs to put it, if you want to be on the show thing, with like a little link right under here and say, I want to be on the show.
There it is.
There it is. Perfect.
Okay. So Grace, I mean, everybody, this is the producer.
We're going to have to start doing this daily, right?
Right.
All these people keep wanting to do this.
Yeah. So Grace, here is the what do you call it? The Grace. Oh my God, I'm getting old, Darren. Or do I need more coffee? I just call the people.
More
Grace.
coffee. More coffee. If they got Starbucks or whatever delivered to Miss G, send a bucket of it. Get it there.
If you put $1 million in coffee, I think I will choose the coffee. That's how sad it is for me. But that's my only drug is coffee. That's it.
Yeah.
Coffee and half and half.
Nothing wrong with that. So,
but everybody, this is what I was trying to say. This is Grace's email. Go ahead and email her. Whoever wants to be on the show, email Grace. She will definitely contact you back. But make sure when you email Grace, you email her your full name and your phone number. That's very important. She will contact you. Okay? Oh, thank you, Gar. So nice. Oh, you're so sweet. I will definitely. I'm gonna.
Don't do it tonight because she'll be calling me for the next 5 hours. Don't do it today.
I know. She's like, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
She asked me, listen to this. All these people that are watching. She goes, why does everybody love me so much? How do you not? Right? Look, it's a little spitfire. This woman. She's got it. She tells the truth. She fires off. And I mean, I'm glad that I'm 3,000 miles away, because sometimes when I know she's angry at me, I think she's going to come through the screen, let alone if I was next to her. This woman's got it all.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
We need to get hats for you that says "Make Parenting Great Again." That's the idea right there. Boom.
Wait a minute. Make parenting great again? Parenting is great. It's fucking,
I know, but we need it. That's
I don't know. It has to be something dynamic. No. Make parent. No, it has to be something else. That has to do with.
Pretty great.
No, actually, okay. So you got a fan. She said, "Great idea." Make parenting great again.
Yeah, because in the eyes of the CPS, you're just a jerk for being a parent. You know, like you're a bad person, you're evil just for being a parent. You know what I mean? You do all the right things. You feed your kid, you clothe them, you do everything. Parenting now is it used to just be and now it's not. They're judging you. Listen, look at this.
Why don't we do this, guys? Why don't we? First of all, I want to do a raffle every week. I think Darren and I talked about this, and that raffle every week is I'm gonna send you guys, and I think I sent it to one of our. Remember the person last week? Was it Maria? Yeah. I think it was Maria.
Yeah, I believe that you are correct.
Yeah. So anyway, she won, and I actually sent her the book, and she got the book on Monday, I believe. Okay. So this is Maria Young. Yeah. So this is the book that I sent her. I got her from Amazon, and I sent it to her. So this is Mr. Davis's book. It's 70 something pages of law information.
Everybody should have that.
It literally breaks the book. It breaks your case step by step. Any questions you have to your court-appointed piece of shit attorney is right here. This is it, right here. Every question you have for them that don't know the answer for is fucking right here. I mean, we're talking about from the investigation to every bit of your case. Every bit of your case. And the secret, the fucking secret is right here. I want you guys to understand that knowledge is the key. God didn't tell you to fall asleep. God gives us 8 hours a day to fall asleep. God told us to labor for our fruits. Labor. He didn't say, sit your ass back there in the corner, and I'm going to send a messenger to feed your ass every day. God didn't say that. Even Joseph was a carpenter for the love of God. Okay? So I need you guys to wise up. Let's see. There was a message that I wanted to read. She said that her rights were terminating or something like that. Wait a minute. Oh, protect parents' rights. I like that. Protect parents' rights. Yes, I like that. They are trying to terminate. Here it is. They are trying to terminate my rights. I go back to TPR report May 5th. Oh my God.
It's just terrible. It's terrible that they. Well, this is what I was going to ask you earlier. What is it? Why do they say that it's the 15 out of the 22 months? What is that? Because sometimes they give the children the opportunity to go home and they get taken back. Is that what that's about?
What they do, they give some cases they give the children back home, but it's just a fucking breadcrumbs.
It's bullshit. Yeah.
These motherfuckers, I swear. I mean, Lord, give me strength with these. My mouth is out of control when I talk about them. So what they do is they give the children back home for a little bit. Like this client of ours, she got her kids back for 2 months. I kid you not. Exactly 2 months. Then they got a call, anonymous call, that there's some abuse at home. There is no abuse. There is no fucking abuse.
And the anonymous call came from a caseworker, most likely.
Exactly my point. But then they want you to think. So they're like, they followed the law. I followed the law. We sent the baby back to her. And then we got a call that she's abusing the child.
And it must have been an imminent danger, right? It probably took them 2 weeks to get there.
Oh, it's important. So what they did is they give the mother, the parents, the child for 2 months, right? And then they went back and took the child.
Those bastards.
So, I mean, they are evil. You're not dealing with
because it's good enough to go home, but they're going to take it back too.
Right. You're not dealing with humans. You're fucking not dealing with humans. So get that out of your head. They're not humans. You can't be human. You can't be human and do what they do. You cannot be human and do what they do.
No.
Period. Okay?
That's that.
John said, sorry, Miss G, for missing this morning. I hope you're okay. I heard what happened. Oh, Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. My children and I are the ones who are paying the price. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, your children are paying the price more than you can think.
Yeah, they're the biggest victim
Your
of this
pain
whole
is
thing.
not as great as their pain. Because they can't. You can
what's going on.
You can expose your pain. They can't because they're fucking keeping them silent.
Right. They are
keeping them
not
silent.
knowing. Right. They don't even know what's going on. And they're ripped out of everything that they're secure of and everything that they've been taught. And then they're brought like they are in self-defense mode. You think you're in fight or flight mode?
Yep.
You imagine what a child must be that's just been taken out of this, especially if they don't have a sibling or something. You just bang, move. And then your parents can't talk to them. You can't tell them nothing. So now they're just standing there looking around with all this emptiness and blankness. Like, what's going on? Tell me how this isn't abuse and neglect by the state. It's terrible. Absolutely asinine. Some politician needs to come forward and try to take the reins of this thing.
Right. There actually are some people who are working behind the scene. I just cannot say.
Right.
But there are some people who are working behind the scenes and they actually do read your comments. They actually do. So if you guys want to put down that, you're from the state of Illinois and the county, you can do that, but you cannot mention the social workers' names or the judges, unfortunately.
Now, how come? So is that a rule for you that you keep without like mentioning the social worker's name? Is that a rule that you keep so that you protect yourself? Or is that a law or a rule that goes as far as anything, like you are not allowed to announce a social worker's name if you do a podcast or a newspaper article or whatever?
If you have an open case, you're not supposed to mention it.
Okay.
If you have an open case. However, if the case is in the media, or like, for example, the judge that I spoke about before that has his own adoption company, agency, whatever. I mean, that son of a bitch was all over the media. Yep. He was in the newspaper. What the fuck? You're a judge in LA County and you fucking have 4 officer agencies? Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Man?
Yeah, it's your own system. Your own dollar signs just ringing through.
Yep. Okay, yes, make parenting great again. Let's do it. I wish to God, hey, guys, why don't we all wear a hat? We need all to make
red hats to say, make parenting great again.
Make parenting great again. Make parenting great again. Let's all make a hat that says that. I can order mine from Amazon. Okay.
I'm going to send you something here in a few minutes. Once we're done the show, I'm going to send you something. I got us. We're going to surprise these watchers. Hold on. Do you ever get scared when you think I'm going to come back? Like, what is Tanner doing?
I know, right? I know those guys. Yes, make parenting great again. I like that. Okay. And this is not make parenting great again. Not a Trumper. Sorry. Honey, this has nothing to do with Trump. Actually, Trump was the one who was trying to defund CPS and reunify family together, as a matter of fact. I still have the newsletter when he was in office. So at least he tried to do something about it. And it was going to take place, but, he got distracted with Putin and all the media's attack against him. But let's not judge the guy right away. He was doing great things, by the way.
All right. Sorry about that.
I'm losing my 3-year-old grandson, and I don't know what to do. My other grandchildren are so upset in the best interest of the child. Bullshit. The best interest of the child. Bullshit. That's
See, this is what else we talked about. There needs to be a defined definition of what these things are. Imminent danger. What is the best interest? Because the best interest of the child was turned over from what was that prior to the best? I can't think right now off the top of my head, but it was another thing. It's just crazy how they have all these bleak and open definitions that they can use for whatever they wanted to and make it conform for a situation. But we can't do that in life,
Right.
I can't say this, as far as I know, like imminent means right now.
Yeah, right
Not
now.
tomorrow, not any
You
other
have
time.
it has to be proven, man. It fucking has to be proven.
Yeah, and then right, because not only is there the imminent part, but then there's the danger part. So what is the danger? You know what I like? But they have that rubber stamp. They got the rubber stamp.
Yeah, I wanna read this real quick. So this Janina said, "Not make parenting great again. Not a Trumper. Sorry." Then
That's not a Trumper.
I
That's
mentioned.
just
Wait, hold on. Just stop. And then I mentioned that Donald Trump was trying to actually get the system defunded and reunify children with their mothers, and that's actually a fact. Okay, I was never a Trump supporter ever, but when I saw that, I had like I understood the guy. The guy was trying to do stuff that's right, and Mr. Trump was also close to his mother. He had a close relationship with his mom. So he wanted to reunify children with their families. When the Democrats got a sniff of it, then they started attacking his character with Putin, saying that he and Putin have they're in cahoots and blah 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 blah. But Trump was like, "Why not make your enemy closer to you? Why not? What
and
the
the
fuck?"
NWO.
Yeah.
Listen, that's
So
one of the reasons that Biden got in, because they were shaking at their boots that they weren't going to have those lead pedophiles in that position anymore. Because even the day that Trump was leaving that office, he was trying to force the defunding of the DHS CPS division.
He was trying very hard, and I was never a Republican, by the way. All my life I was a Democrat, and when I learned more and more about this, I realized I'm just an independent voter now. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but I actually do respect what Trump was trying to do. But what the Democrats did is that they distracted us. And I was like, yeah, Trump is a piece of shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then that wasn't the case. He really isn't a piece of shit. He is the kind of man that spoke his mind. And he didn't care. The media took it and ran with it. Why? Because of the Democrats. They didn't want him to go through with what he wanted to do. Because Bill Clinton put this shit in the place in 1997 when Hillary took office.
Yeah.
When Hillary took office, she implemented it, meaning not implemented it, she made it bigger, the funding bigger, more immunity. Right? When Trump took office, he's like, fuck this shit. Even if the parent was wrong about something, get them help and reunify the children with them immediately. Immediately.
And what they did was they pressed it and they made it say, look at Trump ripping these families apart that the people are coming across the border.
Yep.
That's what they did. So they turned it away, and then everybody feels that this is what cracks me up. I can't even believe I just saw this. Look at the outcry. You see these people coming over the borders and they're like, oh my God, they're tearing these kids away from these families.
Yep.
They're turning a blind eye to the United States, where it's happening right here, every day, every minute. I would be curious. I wish Cassandra was still here because she's so good at this stuff. But find out how many kids an hour are removed from homes. You know what I mean? Or like, there's got to be those facts. Because if you're talking 100,000 a year, you know, that means that they're doing some removing.
Yeah. Janina said Trump just talked a lot of bull.
Well, don't get into the politics stuff.
I don't want to get into the politics. You guys are no, Nina. That's not right, Janina. That's not right, baby girl. So don't.
The whole thing is just he was trying to save the kids. That's what he was trying to do.
Don't write stuff you don't know anything about. So, oh my God, what is this? No, you need to stop writing this shit on my show. I'm not going to accept that. Yes, he did care about the kids. So the voter, he also warned people not to come in or they're going to be held accountable. All right. You don't just go to fucking Saudi Arabia and fucking go move there. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You know, don't make this a Trump shit and don't make this politics. He was trying to do the right thing, and that's that. I don't want people to come here illegally either. What the fuck?
I mean, we did have something called 9/11 happen. You know,
exactly.
People forget that.
You know, exactly. So don't write this shit on my show. James said they removed my 3-year-old son 5 times in 9 months last year. Oh my God.
Was that not just torture?
Damn. Okay, James, I need to know more about this.
Yeah.
I need to know more, baby.
Talk to him.
Okay, I don't.
Whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you guys to whoever wants to be on the show to contact Grace. Contact Grace and email her, and then request for her to ask her that you, or let her know that you want to be on the show.
Did this one win? This one should have won the book today, I think. Don't you?
Gar?
Yeah, Gar's been here all day. She's been great. She's been pumping this. She loves it.
Gar, you're so cute.
She's gonna. You watch. Our viewing will go up next week just because of her.
That has nothing to do with views. No, this has to do with educating people. Stop talking.
But I'm saying she's got her whole house watching. Next thing will be the neighborhood. You know, spread the word. Education.
This is not about views. You need to stop thinking like a fucking YouTuber. This is about educating people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that's important here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a fucking
right
population or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Though education, you got to spread the word. If people don't know, then they're going to keep that stigma and everything else that's going with it.
They removed my kids just because of pets. Motherfuckers. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God, Pamela, I want you to be on my show too. I need you guys to contact Grace. Where do I find Grace's email? Honey, if you scroll, Grace, put your email back on again, honey. If you scroll up, people, you'll see her email address. Yeah, Grace, put your email back up. And I do want Pamela Lola on my show, please. Here it is, Grace. I'm just going to leave it up for you guys. Contact Grace. She's the show producer. And let her know that you want to be on my show. If you guys need to contact me, you guys can reach me at the 888 number that's on the screen right there, 888-888-6582. Also, if you guys want to start the rally, because Cassandra and Darren, you're in on it.
Mm-hmm.
In every state and every county, we are going to protest. So we're bringing as many people as possible everywhere. Please, please, please contact Cassandra. I'm sorry she's not with us to give you guys her email. But she's on Facebook. Darren, what's her name on Facebook?
You know what? I have her email right here, actually. Hold on a second.
Yeah, she's on Facebook.
Cassandra.
Let me see.
Cassandra. Cheers. Oh, we need to send prayers to, Amy, the one from the international movement that we've been talking to.
Yeah.
She's in the hospital. Her lung is collapsing. So everybody's got to pray for her. She's a great woman.
Oh my God. What happened to her?
All right. She went in there for some tests. I guess she just messaged me a little while ago. So she's not sure how long she's going to be in the hospital now. So that's a bummer because she's a big, big part of this rally and everything. So
it's Cassandra Lamb. Cassandra Lamb. I think that's it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is Cassandra's name. Cassandra Lamb on Facebook. So please, guys, I want you guys to find her and message her. It doesn't matter what state you're in. We're going to start this. Also, voting is very important. When you vote for judges, these motherfuckers come from voting. State judges are elected. They're actually thrown in from like other judges. You vote for judges, right? Mm-hmm. And then they transfer them to juvenile, some of them. So when you vote for a judge, it's very important. All right? Very important. We need to talk about that voting. When it comes to the voting, we need to discuss. That's important. Mm-hmm. So Cassandra Lamb, she's that name on Facebook is CASSANDRA Lamb. LAMB as in boy.
And only contact her if you guys are going to be serious too. Don't contact her blowing her up trying to be erroneous or any of that type of stuff, please.
Exactly. This is a serious show. This is not, I'm not bullshitting or BSing anybody, you guys.
You put a lot on the line by doing this. You really do.
And the thing is, I speak the truth. The truth. I don't know how to sugarcoat shit. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. So, okay, good. All right, guys. God bless you. Love you all. Love you, Darren. Love your wife. And I will see you next week. I'll talk to Darren later, okay?
Oh, yeah. Those coffees are coming. I'm waiting for the phone calls.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.